In this short, and I promise very interesting presentation, we're going to answer this question. What is tutor-guided learning? Tutor-guided learning, or TGL, is designed to work in harmony with the CIBD self-directed learning material that you receive when you purchase the qualification. Together, they help you pass the diploma exam. This is the primary objective of both. TGL does this by clearly explaining the core concepts of the SDL material and also by building a body of technical skills and knowledge. When we get to diploma level, it is not about rote learning, it's about applying a body of knowledge to tackle difficult questions in the exams. And TGL builds this knowledge to enable you to apply in the exam context. You can also apply this at work to be a better brewer, distiller, or packaging professional. And all this process is guided by leading technical experts. All our tutors are subject matter experts in their field. So what do you get when you sign up for TGL? The answer is quite a bit. You get access to 18 live sessions. These are the core of TGL. They're done over Zoom and they're recorded so you can catch up on any that you can't make. The last session or sessions in these 18 is the exam preparation session. And in this session, the tutors guide you through a set of model questions that are very similar to the kind of questions you are facing in the exam. And you get given the strategy and also the model answers in order to tackle these correctly. You get access to tutor advice throughout the 18-week program and beyond. So if there are any technical queries or anything you need assistance with, the tutor is always there to help. There are bonus videos. The bonus videos cover the core concepts of the course in bite-sized chunks that can be consumed at your own convenience. You have access to an online forum, and all the learners have access to the forum, and it's a great place to network, to engage with others, to ask questions and to learn from each other. There are 3 exam style questions throughout TGL, and these are similar to the long answer questions that you will face in the diploma exam. The tutors issue these, you then provide an answer in writing, and then the tutor will mark it and give you a model answer. So you get some experience of tackling these long answer questions and getting structured feedback on your response. There is selected further reading, which is added to the forum, and this is great for embedding the knowledge that you're gaining from the SDL material and also from TGL, and it also builds a good technical library going forward. And finally, there are weekly forum questions, and these help embed knowledge from the live session. They're a bit like homework. They're answered on the forum, and then the week after, the tutor goes through a model answer in the sessions to close that loop. Let's discuss the live sessions, the core of TGL. When you begin TGL, you're allocated a tutor and you're allocated to a group. And that group and tutor meet on a weekly basis in the live sessions. There are around 15 learners in each session, and the sessions themselves take 1 to 1.5 hours. They are based on a Q&A format where the tutor will ask you a question, you'll get the opportunity to contribute an answer, and then the tutor will give you the model answer and the information you need to answer that question effectively. The sessions are as interactive as possible, and there are various games and learning tools that we use to keep everyone engaged and keep the learning interactive. This is not a boring lecture. And as I said earlier, it's done using Zoom, which is a great learning platform. Last, but by no means least, we can discuss the stars of the show, the TGL tutors. Each is a subject matter expert in their field and a subject matter expert in what they tutor. Between them, they have centuries of experience in the beverage production industry, and they've also passed a diploma, so they know exactly what you need to know to succeed. Finally, they are trained online learning facilitators, so they know how to get the best out of you as a learner, and you get access to these tutors throughout the programme and beyond. To conclude, we can summarise the benefits of TGL. TGL enables you to improve your technical knowledge, to grow your network, your understanding of science, technology, most importantly, to succeed in the exam. And the statistics prove this. Of the people taking TGL in 2023 and 2024, 75% passed the exam. For people who did not take TGL, this was only 58%. So we can see that TGL gives you a significant advantage when it comes to the exam. Thank you very much for watching the presentation, and it's now time to take some questions. Wonderful. As the clever man on the presentation said, it's time for questions. So please fire away, type in what you're interested to know. If there's anything left after after that particular presentation, and I'll be delighted to give you more information. One thing I didn't cover on the presentation is that the price is £1,440 on top of the standard qualification fee, which is something you're probably interested to know. The actual program itself starts on the 20th of January, week commencing the 20th of January, and there are various slots available for each of the diplomas. So depending on which diploma you're doing, there may be 1, 2, 3 or 4 different slots that you can choose that hopefully are going to be at a time convenient to you. And if you do miss any of the sessions, then you can always watch one of the recordings as well. Everything is available as and when you need it on TGL. Certainly the forum is there 24/7, and the recordings are up throughout the whole of the process, and the tutors are always online. Anything the tutors can't answer individually, we've got a team of technical experts at the IBD that will always give you a technical answer to a difficult technical question. There's nothing we can't answer that is worth answering. So it's a valuable way of gaining insight into the science and technology of brewing, distilling, or packaging. Probably a bit more on the tutors. They're based all around the world. We've got them in both hemispheres. I think there's one in every continent as well. So there's generally one for a time zone close to you, and most of them have been in the brewing, distilling, or packaging industry for decades. None of them have been in it for centuries, but combined they probably got centuries of experience. TGL, I've got a question here. Hi Stuart, is TGL offered for all levels of courses or just the general certificate? It's only offered for the diploma. We don't offer it for general certificate there. We are potentially at some point in the future looking to do it for general certificate. The self-directed learning material covers all qualifications, so there's always online interactive learning for all the other qualifications. Yeah, absolutely all of them now from the end of the month when the last 2 courses are being completed, but it's only for the diploma in brewing, distilling, or packaging TGL. We run Set for Success for the general certificate of packaging, which is quite different to TGL. It's more of an exam preparation rather than a tutoring service, but more details are available on the website. So I've got a question from Derek here. How can the CIBD help students from poor backgrounds who are not able to afford TGL? We do have scholarships that especially for people from less well-off backgrounds. So you can apply for those scholarships. If you go to the website, there should be details on there. I don't know offhand whereabouts on the website, but they're definitely there. So you can get a scholarship towards those. And the application window for those scholarships opens in August. Yeah, so that's going to help those who can't get it. And there are quite a few of those. And we've the guys and girls and people who come on those scholarships, we make sure that they're looked after on TGL, and generally they do very well. From knowledge, I think most of them have done very well in the exams. Hopefully that answers that, Derek. Good question. TGL is an expensive product, and it's expensive because the tutors are expensive people. Because they're so good at what they do, we can't afford to employ them without making the price of the service relatively more than you would pay for just the qualification. But if you compare TGL to an equivalent service from a university or a university course, it's probably an order of magnitude cheaper. So it is still, although it's more expensive than just the qualification, it's still a very affordable product compared to a university service. Another thing I could just thought of is group-wise, everyone in each of the groups, you're allocated a group when you start, everyone in each of the groups is allowed to interact with each other. You sort of, there are lots of good relationships and networks developed. Depending on the particular time of the session, the groups can range. Some of the groups are very intimate, where there are probably only about 7 people coming to each session, and some of them are quite large, where there's about 20. But the tutors always make sure that everyone's learning needs are accommodated. And if anyone has got any questions or queries or difficulties, the tutor will always take that offline and make sure that if anyone is slipping behind or needs any additional assistance, they're always catered for. It's very much a sort of a personal service in that regard. We don't leave anyone behind. Are there any textbooks out there that you would recommend? Well, the self-directed learning material is the best place to get information, because that is geared to making sure that people can study for the syllabus. Textbooks that will complement self-directed learning material. There is in the introductory lesson, or certainly at the top of the Moodle page for the qualification, there is a information about the qualification, and in there, towards the end of that text, there are textbooks, a list of textbooks that are recommended for each of them. I can't list them all off now because there are different ones for brewing, packaging, and distilling, obviously because they're different disciplines. But it's on Moodle, has more information about the course, and it's definitely there. I think it's on the 3rd page, but I'm stretching my mind. If you need more information, please email CIBD, and that will get to me, and then I can direct you to it directly with a link. Christina, yes, please do look on the first page of Moodle for the distilling, because I can't think of those off the top of my head. I know the alcohol textbook is one of them, but the others are whiskey, I think, as well, is there. Question here. I would like to take advantage of TGL again, but it's quite expensive. Can I get a discount, please? I can't do that over the internet. We don't generally discount, because we're a charity and we never make a profit. So because we never make a profit, we can't offer what we do at a reduced rate, because then we would be getting to the point where we weren't able to do anything charitable. So we don't do discounts. But I would recommend, if you do want to do it, then wait till August and apply for one of the bursaries and scholarships. When will TGL start for the diploma modules? That starts on the week commencing the 20th of January, so very soon. And it goes through 18 weeks, and it finishes a couple of weeks before the first diploma exam. The end of the TGL is very much all about preparing you for the exam. It goes from teaching to exam preparation mode on those. So get booking while you can is my recommendation, because the groups are filling up, and as the groups get above a certain level, we have to close them before booking. So the sooner you get in, the sooner you'll get your time slot that would be best for you. Interestingly, TGL, I think we're in I think 2018 was the first one. So we've been doing this. This can be 7 years this year, and every year that we've done it, we've always taken the opportunity to improve it. Every year we do a survey halfway through, so we get the opportunity to see how we're doing, and then whatever feedback we get from the learners, we make sure if we can action that directly, we will do that within the same year. But everything that is suggested that we can improve, we'll always bring that in the year after. So every year the TGL product gets better and better for everyone using it, and we get better at what we do. So this year's is going to be excellent, and next year's even more excellent. So TGL materials you have access to until 90 days after the exam. So all the TGL as well as the SDL material is available for 90 days after the exam. And you can go back to that as and when you want. The tutors are paid to work throughout the 18-week period, but the more generous ones are available all the way past the exams as well, if you want to contact them. And the tutors are all great people, and they'll generally help you whenever required. They're not there to be a permanent consultant for you, but they will always assist where they can. But yeah, it's 90 days for the actual material, the kind of recordings and the forum, but the actual tutoring stops after the 18-week period. Yeah, and another question, can I start Module 3 engineering first? Yes, you can. Yeah, lots of engineers find it better to start on Module 3 because it's their comfort zone. There's nothing that you need to have done in Modules 1 and 2 to do Module 3. It's a standalone module. So if you're an engineer, then I would do that one first and get the easy bit out of the way, get your confidence up, and then tackle the other two. Good approach. If you're wondering about doing Modules 1 or 2 first or directly after Module 3, I would recommend going and doing Module 1 first, because that generally is the raw materials or the startup kind of course, and then Module 2 builds on Module 1 to a certain extent. So if you're an engineer, go 3, 1, 2. If you're not an engineer, go 1, 2, 3 would be my recommendation. And if you've ever got any questions, then please just email CIBD and that will get to me and I can give you the answer. Delighted to assist. We want to make sure that whoever comes to us to learn always gets directed towards the appropriate course for them. So please always ask if you've got any questions. Okay, well, it looks like we are not getting any more questions in, so I think that's my job done. And all that's left to me is just to say, well, thank you very much indeed if you are still there for joining us. Any queries, please email CIBD and we will definitely get back to you and assist. But other than that, it's been a pleasure and best of luck with your learning endeavours.